Agents ask me all the time, Brendan, I want to call my database, but I have absolutely nothing to say, and I'm not sure how to connect with them on a regular basis. So one of the techniques we use is a buyer, seller, or investor seminar. So I'm going to talk about how to engage your database. I'm going to talk about how to have a successful seminar. And then not only can you use this for your database, of course, you can use this to grow your database. There's so many benefits of putting on a very simple, easy to understand buyer, seller, or investor seminar. And I'm going to take you through all the inside secrets today. Stick around to the end. I'm going to tie this all together. If you are watching for the first time, my name is Brendan Bardick with Brendan Bardick Real Estate Coaching. Our mission is to train the most elite real estate agents on earth. If you want any additional information, feel free to go to our website, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. But let's go ahead and jump in. Let's talk about it here. Why should you host a seminar? There's a lot of reasons, but the biggest one is to provide value. All we're trying to do as real estate professionals is find ways that we can provide value to our community. And when we provide that value, wouldn't you know it, it comes back to us. Usually it comes back to us in triples, right? It comes in a lot more coming back than we're putting out. But a lot of agents get this messed up where they just keep going, give me, give me, give me, with no value being presented. Let's talk about this for the logistics side of it, okay? So now when we're looking at hosting this seminar, all we're trying to do is figure out a 30 to 45 minute presentation that is super simple. In fact, so easy, I'll give you mine. So just go to our Facebook page, Brendan Bardick Real Estate Coaching, connect with us. I'll give you my presentation, okay? It's simple. You're gonna be talking very little during this presentation, and you're going to be interviewing several key components based upon what type of seminar you're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to talk about that here. So your prep is pretty simple. You're going to have 2 to 3 slides introducing the people that you're going to be interviewing. On mine, let's say that we start off with a buyer seminar. You want to do a first-time home buyer seminar, right? You call up your database. Hey, Julie, hey, it's been a while since we've chatted. Hope you're doing well. How's the kids? How's everything? Julie, I'm putting on this really fantastic first-time home buyer seminar. And I know you and John have already, of course, purchased, but I just didn't know if you might know of anyone that might be a good person for me to invite that could learn how to do this process. See how easy it is to engage with someone, even if they already own a home in your database. So if they already own a home, you're just calling up and saying, hey, I'm putting on this seminar. Who do you know that I should be in contact with? They'll be like, oh my gosh, I was just talking to my cousin the other day. I was like, you gotta stop renting. You're killing yourself. Oh, really? Oh, I'd love to invite your cousin. What's their contact information? Boom, boom. While you're making this call to your database, you slide in. I hope you and Bob are doing well. And since I've got you on the phone, Susie, if you were to move, where would you guys go next? And when would that be? Oh my gosh, okay. If I didn't already know this, if I already knew their information, I'm gonna be just referencing my database, but I'm gonna check in with them. That's what I'm doing. This is a non-douchebag way of calling up and saying, hey, I'm offering this value. Who do you know? And B, because I'm offering this value, I want to check in on your status. And if they say, oh, well, we haven't thought about selling, but, we're thinking about having another kid. And when we do that, we're probably going to need another. Oh my gosh, when are you guys thinking about doing that? Okay, have you given any thought? Here's the word I want you to think about. Remember that movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio? I use this all the time. All we're doing is planting little seeds in their brain, and then their reticulating activator starts kicking in. And so the next thing you know, they're thinking about buying that next house. That's all this is just checking in, planting a seed, coming back and then checking in and see what happens next. Real estate, it's very fluid that way. If I'm doing a buyer seminar, that's the call. If I'm doing an investor seminar, so, hey Susie, it's Brendan, hope you're doing well. Yep, how's Bob? Great kids. Small talk, blah, blah, blah. Super great to connect with you again. By the way, I'm pretty sure I'm putting on a investor seminar. You and Bob don't own any investment properties, correct? Oh, no, okay. Oh my gosh, well, I love helping all my clients build wealth through real estate. So I'm putting on this seminar. It's going to be on October 15th via Zoom from 6 to 7 o'clock. I'd love to invite you. Can I send that email link over to you and you guys think you'll be able to come? Just that conversation will start so much other things instead of, hey, do you guys want to buy a house? Hey, do you guys know of anyone looking to buy or sell? Then as you tie into the script, and we have all these scripts for free at brendanbardick.com, and we practice them in our Elite Progression series, and we have live role plays that you can join us across the country every Monday and Thursday, 12 o'clock Mountain Central Time, where you can practice all of these scripts. I'm just rattling them off, but there is a finesse technique to this. But at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. Hey, I'm putting on this seminar, want you to come. All right. So when we're talking about the prep work, it obviously getting some sort of script that you feel comfortable with until you have one of your own. Feel free to use ours. That's step one. And set the date. Like what I see happening with most agents is they go, oh, I know I should do one of those. Oh, I know I should do one of those. And that time never comes. So set a date. Now with Zoom, it makes this so much easier. Now, you can do this in person. I recommend doing it via Zoom. You're gonna get more participation. It's less stressful. But if you wanna do it in person and actually bring people to a location or your office, we've done this plenty of times in the past, have a couple Coronas, get a a little meat tray going or a little charcuterie board. I don't know what my wife calls it, but get all this stuff out there, make it fun, and you can do that as well. I just like Zoom because it's so much easier and convenient. And when I connect all of my guests, and here's what we're going to talk about with the prep, if I'm doing let's say a buyer seminar, think about the guests you'd want to interview that go through that process. So you're going to want to have a lender, preferably your preferred lender that is contributing and helping you build your business in some form or fashion. And then you're going to talk to that lender ahead of time and say, look, I'm going to ask you about 3 to 4 questions. Just want you to be ready to go. So they're not like, oh, well, whatever, right? Give them some prep and you're going to interview them, obviously. So Annie, can you talk to me a little bit about the first time home buying process and what we need to be thinking about to get qualified for a loan? Then they're going to go da 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 da. Pretty simple. Ask them another question about the things that you get these questions every single day from all of your buyers. You're just going to be asking them ahead of time, and instead of doing it for one person in a buyer consultation, you're going to be doing it for 10, 20, depends on how many people come, 30, 40, 50 people that show up, depending on how well you pre-marketed this and how well you made your calls to your seminar. So we're going to, lender. Now you could also have on there a home inspector. I love asking a home inspector. So, Charles, what do you think buyers should look for when buying a new home? What are the major red flags that you see from doing all of your inspections? Blah, 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 blah. Great, great, great. Value, value, value. Awesome. So lender, inspector. You could also have on there a title person if you wanted to have, depending on where you're located, if you're in a title state, they could talk about the title process and how that whole thing works. You could have a property insurance person on there. You can have a contractor. So, hey, when I'm looking at things, when buying a house, it's nice to know kind of what a gauge is for what things cost. So what does it cost to replace a furnace? What does it cost? Listen, these are softball questions just to get things going. So each person you're going to give about 5 to 7 minutes to, and you're going to script this out. And then you're going to give your little intro at the beginning, interview, and then close at the end. And the close at the end is very, very simple. So here's what I'd like at the very end is, depending on what type of seminar, I'm going to talk about the 3 here in a second. All you're doing is now, of course, if they went to the Zoom, they registered, so you've got their contact information. At the end, all you're doing is thanking them for attending and letting them know, I will be in contact with each of you individually to follow up with the next steps. Just kind of like taste, and then don't try to set the appointment with everybody on the Zoom. You're going to follow up afterwards and connect with them, build that relationship, and move them one step closer. So with first-time home buyers, that's probably the easiest one to start on if you're not very strong in your investor game, I guess, right? In my investor seminar, I like to go through the different methods of buying houses. So obviously we talk about the Burr method, we talk about fix and flips, we have contractor on there, we have all kind of things. And it's still very simple, but you got to make sure that you feel confident talking about that. If you don't, you probably shouldn't be in this business if you're not practicing this. I see agents all the time, they're like, oh, I don't work with investors. No, ding dong, it's not that you don't work with investors. Every client you have on earth, everyone you know in your life is an investor. Doesn't mean that they do it full time and it's not their dedicated profession, but everyone should be focusing on building wealth through real estate. And you're going to be the guide and the person that's going to help get them there. That's what you got to think about, right? So not like, oh, I work with an investor that closes 15 houses. No, everyone in your database, you have 100 people, that's 100 more investment properties to be sold. And then they'll do the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. It's very important to do this. Now, another piece that I like to add to this process with the investor one is after they register to join, I send a book out on investing. Now, depending on your budget, this could cost you $10, $15 per book. I sign the inside and I always say, this book really helped me in understanding how to build wealth. I'm sure you and Bob will get a lot out of it too. Look forward to seeing you at the seminar. You give somebody knowledge, they read that book, it gives them power, and they're going to always remember that you were the one that started them down this path, and then they're going to talk to people and they're going to have their friends and family get connected with you. So that's the prep. You got to have a couple of easy slides, and when I say a couple, I'm saying 2 to 3, just like this. Like this is a slide. Then you just introduce each person. Usually what I do is I get the people that I'm introducing to send me a headshot and their selling points, if you will, because you're also building deeper relationships with your affiliated partners. So you're going, look, I'm getting you out to the world. Maybe we can get some more money here to grow my business, right? Or grow our business, as I always say it with my affiliated partners as we work together. We all want the same thing. More people to get to experience our level of customer service, more people to do more deals with us, of course. Here's the one that people get, or the most fear of, is a seller seminar. Who the heck would come to a seminar to learn about selling? You'd be blown away. We have so many people that attend seller seminars because it's a very easy way to start talking about. When I make a call, go, hey, look, I'm putting on a seller seminar. Talks about everything from what to think about with staging, what you should invest in to get your home ready to sell. Doesn't mean you have to sell now. You might be selling in a year. What projects make the most sense for your return on investment? All of these types of things is what we talk about. And it's another way just to get that inception. Leonardo's bouncing around in your head. He's putting those little thoughts in there. You're all going to go watch this movie now and you're going to be like, whoa, I didn't know that that's what I do as a real estate professional, but it is. You're just planting a great idea. It's not anything weird or manipulative. It's everyone should be thinking about what they're doing next. I'm just here to get that going for you. What's your follow-up strategy? Now that we've had the seminar, let me go back to just a couple of key points here on the seminar itself. You're going to market this on social media, right? Think about how cool this is. Easy. Go to Canva. If you're not sure what Canva is, then I don't know, use some other easy program. Make a quick, easy slide that says buyer seminar, October 15th, click on the link below to register and attend. You start shooting that out to everyone, creating the buzz, creating the buzz, creating the buzz. Second, you can use a dialer, Mojo, the Red X, one of our companies that we really have a lot of value with. You get that data and you're going to call. Who are you going to call? How about apartment complexes, right? You can call apartment complexes and invite all of these people that are paying rent and building no wealth and no equity, and invite them to your seminar. There's all kind of lists. If you want more information on that, we'll have the Red X link below. Feel free to check that out. But you call up and you go, hey, I noticed that you were renting here at the Sterling Oaks apartment complex. I'm a local real estate expert here and I'm putting on this fantastic first-time home buyer seminar that teaches you everything about how to get ready for the home buying process, whether you are now or would like to be in the future. Would you like to come? Pretty simple script, okay? And just know you're not going to get everybody. You're going to get, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 5. It depends on your energy and how excited you are to present this information to them. Social media, use a dialer. You could use a texting app like Easy Text, of course, obey your local laws and all of this stuff with the do not call and everything, but you could text people inviting them. You could do an email campaign, right? So your entire database, you could email out to everyone. And I'm saying I'm saying we do all of these things. It's not that we just try to do one, but it came over time. Your first seminar you do is going to be okay. I'm not doubting you. I hope it's amazing, but it's going to be like, okay, and you're going to learn. The next one's going to get much better. The marketing's going to get better. The presentation's going to get better. The partners are going to know more and feel more comfortable on what to say. But you have to start somewhere. That's what stops everyone. I can preach this to agents across the country. Maybe 1% of the agent population will do this. Barely even that, and then they won't do it effectively. So huge opportunity here for you to grow your database and provide value. Don't get in your head about the logistics of it, of going, I don't like being in front, I don't, get over it. It's easy. Your job is to present. You present to people that are looking to list their home and people that want to think about buying a home. That's what you do. You're a professional presenter. Don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted, as they say, right? So make sure you've got that sorted out in your head. The follow-up, we talked about this, right? You're going to call, email, just check in. I'm going to send a handwritten note card to everyone that attended, thanking them for attending. And if you ever have any additional questions, please let me know. I'm going to put them on my 33 touch program, because in our world, that now is what we quantify as a MET. I met this person. They have some sort of interest in buying or selling real estate with me, and I feel that they're worth putting on 33 touches a year. Touches, we just mean market reports, phone calls, personal touches, our whole proprietary process that we go through to stay connected to get better relationships, more referrals, and of course, more sales. So pro tips with this. Let's talk about pro tips. And here's the biggest tip I can give is, remember at the beginning I said, set the date. Once you set the date and go, I'm going to do it on this day, from this time. Now, I get questions all the time. What's the best day and time? We know two things. Never a Monday, never a Friday. People are always like, oh, back to work, so stressed, never that. So my best returns have been on a Tuesday or Thursday is what I find works the best. You want to let people get home. So usually 6 to 7 is the time. I put 6 to 6:45 and it usually runs over, but I like just having that because I think it sounds shorter. Like for whatever reason, people are like, oh, I have to sit on an hour to learn how to make a fortune in real estate. Yeah, it's like, give me a break. But 45 minutes sounds about the right time because of our attention span. So 6 to 6:45 would be a pro tip there. Get it on the book, start marketing it, obviously, what you talked about. And then the rest is just try to build your process. Once you get the date, back out what you're going to do from there. So you're going to go, okay, now I've got the date. On this day, I'm going to do my call session. On this day, I'm going to do social media engagement. On this date, and just back yourself a little timeline out to make this so much easier. And then make sure you connect with your affiliated partners and prep them correctly. We have a ton of information on this to make sure it's as easy as possible for you. As I said, BrendanBardick.com, it's a wealth of information. Join our community, join our Elite Progression series, where we really focus on these types of techniques. We do it live with you. We go deep into these subjects so that you can be equipped to make sure you have an amazing real estate career. Again, thank you. I hope you're getting value out of this. Would love to see any comments you have. If you have more questions about buyer, investor, or seller seminar, please connect with us. I'm always here to help. And as always, I wish you great success.